What is up, comic fam? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. Today we're going to be looking at new comic book day for this coming week. But before we do that, check this out. I'd like to give a big thank you to the channel sponsors, Big Time Collectibles. They are the sponsor of the monthly Legion Loot giveaway box. If you're in the market for any amazing exclusive store variants from some top tier artists in the community, be sure to check them out. They can also help you out with your final order cutoffs and some of those high-end ratios. Also, if you're looking to get any books cleaned or pressed, be sure to check out Justin Comics on Instagram. He can take care of you for as little as $10 a book. He can also directly submit to CGC and CBCS for you to save you with the hassle. Be sure to use that promo code WeAreLegion and take advantage of that buy two, get one free special we have going on. So, guys, it's going to be a good week to read comics. There's a lot of stuff that's hit my pull list and my read list. So let's go through some of those. First up, the big event is kicking off now. So it's been building for a while now. And the War World Saga has been stewing. We've had the rise of the War World Saga and all that stuff, but this is it. So Clark left for Mongol's home planet to go free those slaves. He formed that Superman and the Authority team up. We even had that one shot last week where we dove into that team in more detail and took a trip through the dark multiverse. But now they're actually going to be showing up, and we're going to see how these events transpire differently than the sneak peek we had of Future State. And Philip Kennedy Johnson, who's writing this, is promising an event in more of a saga fashion instead of just a little mini event like we're seeing like Fear State and stuff like that. So we're going to be seeing Clark gone for a while, and I think it's going to get pretty savage. This new Mongol that he's created and crafted, and this new mythos to Mongol, where how it's not just an individual, but it's a title. It seems to be a lot more formidable than the ones we've seen in the past. So I'm super excited for this. Pun intended. Philip Kennedy Johnson is by far the best Superman writer I have seen in my lifetime. Like, he has definitely grabbed this character by its heart and his soul and is running him in the right direction. Cannot sing his praises enough. Be sure to check it out. And it has that backup story of Tales of Metropolis. We normally get some Bilbo stuff in there, as well as Jimmy Olsen and the Guardian. So I'll definitely be reading that. I don't always read those backup stories. Some of them have just gone flat. Also, we have the Joker #9, and this is James Tynion's run still. I think he's ending the series at number 12, I believe, 12 or 14, something like that. But I was getting ready to drop this book, and that last issue hooked me in. Vengeance, Bane's daughter that first appeared in the series, she caught up with the Joker finally in a very violent fashion, ripping people to pieces to get to Jim Gordon and asking pretty much to team up with Gordon. She wants to free herself from the shackles of her creators. Like, she's basically programmed to have hate for the Joker, even though he's never done anything personally to her. So she's trying to re-steer Gordon to help her in her pursuit that I did not see coming. So kind of got a little bit more interesting for me. That first story arc was definitely better than this one so far, but after that last issue, I'm kind of back in on it. I definitely do not read the Punchline backup stories. They are hot garbage in this book. I'm not going to candy coat it. But the main story, it's hit or miss. But the art is fantastic in it. The story's been good enough for me to continue to pick it up for now. Next up, I know this is one that there's a lot of excitement around, but Venom #1 is dropping. And I know you normally don't see Venom on my reading list, but what's different about this new series is the creative team. So I'm not exactly a huge Donny Cates fan. I don't think he's a poor writer. I think he's just about average. But I am a big fan of Al Ewing and Rom V both, and they are a joint creative writing team on Venom moving forward. So I'm definitely going to check this out. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see if the direction they take it in can make it something that's more enjoyable. I do like the idea of following Dylan, Venom's son, as Venom instead of Eddie Brock, because Donny Cates has turned Venom into a bastardized version of what he once was. He is now a cosmic, dysfunctional, handicapped, omnipotent space daddy, and nothing about that phrase is incorrect. It's definitely a simplification, but it is all true. So that I'm not necessarily interested in at all. But I think it's cool having this Venom with these like 90s homage chains around him and everything. And I think that Al Ewing is capable of doing great things, especially now that the Immortal Hulk run is over. I'm going to follow him to his next project and hope that he does just as good. And Rom V is kind of like another Tom Taylor, in my opinion. He just does not miss. He's criminally underrated, but I feel like he's rising up quick. His Swamp Thing series just got announced this week that it's gotten extended for 5 more issues. They're just going to go on a brief hiatus and come right back. So, yeah, I haven't seen a single thing he's done that wasn't just amazing. So I have faith in the creative team on this one more than the content. So I think they can take it in a good direction. Next up, all right, the final issue. I said it was the final issue last time. I thought 6 was it, but 7 is it. The finale to Chip Zdarsky's masterpiece miniseries here. This has been a blast. Justice League Last Ride. So, man, these events are insane in this book. Long story short, the Justice League is disbanded from some horrific events that happened on Apocalypse and some loss of life of teammates. Since they were disbanded, they were tasked with getting Lobo, who is a prisoner of the Green Lantern Corps, to a safe place because he's wanted. He was accused of killing the New Gods. Yeah, that's right. All of them, I guess. The New Gods. Like, it's something Lobo would do. But it looks like it was a coup all along by the United Planets and some more. But we've had everybody show up trying to get to Lobo and the Justice League. And it was all just a big ruse by Darkseid to begin with. So this series has been nuts. It's fantastically written. The dynamic between the characters are next level. There's plenty of action. There's tons of plot in this, but these relationships and interactions between these characters are so amazing. I cannot sing this book's praises enough. If you slept on it, it's just a miniseries. Go pick it up, check it out. You know Chip Zdarsky is a fantastic writer. You know it. So trust Chip. Go check this out. Next up, oh man, I really enjoyed this first issue. I'm so excited to see the second one hitting already. But Mattson Tomlin and Andrea Sorrentino crushed that first issue. The artwork was amazing. It's not everyone's taste, but the panel layouts and the way that the story was told in the visual medium was insane. This is like early year Batman, kind of rough around the edges. And we're seeing how his fighting crime affects a whole different tier of people in Gotham. So it's how does him taking criminals off the street affect those upper tier characters? And it's ways we haven't seen discussed or broken down before. It's also going into some of like the details of how he operates as a non-meta entity. How does he get around? How does he do the things he does? And they got into like how he plants lines up all around the city, how he has bikes and motorcycles and stuff just planted all around the city. So it was very interesting. And it was kind of definitely Black Label. There was a pretty graphic scene where the imposter Batman that's obviously just trying to frame him took some people to a roof and executed them on the roof. And it was nuts, but I'm definitely invested in this one already. That cover is sick, and definitely recommend this one. Here's another ultra-violent one. So A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. This is one that I actually read within minutes. There was probably like less than 10 word balloons in that first issue, but you just followed this guy throughout his day. You can tell how he's a guy who's hard on his luck, and he goes to this house just to find these people tied up and brutally murdered. And then it throws you a little mind twist where it almost makes you think that he committed it without him fully being aware that he did. So it left you on a huge cliffhanger. So I'm definitely going to check out this second issue. This is just a digital read for me. I don't feel the need to add this to my PC to take up space in the house, but I definitely suggest reading it. It is something different. It was an easy, quick read. It didn't take much effort or time. So if you like those kind of crime stories, the kind of mental plot twist kind of things, it's definitely a mind twist. So check it out. And here's another one you can describe the exact same way: crime, violence, and twists. So that first issue of Chicken Devil, I did not expect it to catch me like it did, but it definitely did. I think Breaking Bad with a mob comedy twist, but it was wild. The colors in it were fantastic. The art was a little cartoonish, but still not overly. But a restaurant owner whose business partner went behind his back and did some dirty dealings with some bad people, got him caught up in it. And then, long story short, he lost his entire family. He's got nothing to lose, and he's going for revenge or survival, one of the two. It's not exactly clear yet, but I'm definitely excited for the second issue and to see what crazy twists we have that lie ahead of us. Next up, this is one from AWA Upshot. It's called Out. Straightforward. It's Nazis and vampires. So the first issue, we saw them bring a truckload of soldiers into a POW camp, and it looks like they were just trying to house them there at first, but it turns out they're keeping them there as food for a vampire. So it's no secret, if you study history, that Hitler and the Nazi regime were into occult stuff. I mean, they play into it in a lot of different stories over the years, a lot of different movies. But where this castle where they're holding up these POWs, there's actually clearly some vampire stuff in there, and they raise a vampire. And that last page is when you first see him pop up and bite somebody. So we hadn't even had the full reveal of him yet, or to see what direction the story is really going to play out. So I'm definitely going to digitally read this one as well. That first one was enjoyable enough. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not overly hyped about it, but it was good enough to go back for another try. Next up, we have a Jang Gang alert. So Canto 3, the third series, Lionheart, is dropping issue number 4. So I will not be getting a reader's copy. This is a straight cover buy for me. That is a gorgeous cover. It just is absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to get that one. So it'll be shipping. I don't remember where I ordered it from. I think it was Frankie's or something. So if I order it from Frankie's, it'll be shipping within about 3 months from now. But it's worth the wait. It's a good shop, decent shop, but they are super slow. If that's something that bothers you, that's not the store for you. But other than that, they do some good stuff. The only books I ever really get from them are the Jane covers that they do. But the owner's really nice, definitely easy to correspond with them and everything. But definitely recommend, if you haven't found it already, look up Canto 3 by John Jang, issue number 4, and definitely go support an amazing artist. Next up, it all comes down to this kicking off. So just like the War World Rising is kicking off with the War World Saga, Mighty Morphin for the past 12 issues, as well as Power Rangers for the past 12 issues, have all been leading to this new event. We haven't had an event in the Power Ranger comics since Necessary Evil, which was really underwhelming. So really the last huge event we had was the Shattered Grid storyline that went through both titles. And it was that famous Draken storyline with the evil Tommy Oliver, also the Green and White Ranger is who he's known as. But this Eltarian War, I cannot wait for. The Eltarians is the home planet of Zordon, the Power Rangers' fearless, floating head in a jar leader. But this is nuts. The story, unless you're reading it, it's really going to make no sense. But the story is huge. Like, you have all these people from Eltar. You have their main villains. You have people just everywhere. You have these giant celestial entities that can decimate worlds with a touch. You have this secondary team of Rangers that are kind of rogue right now, and it's all coming to a head. And it looks like Zordon was often that last issue, like it's kind of played into the cover there with his globe broken and Zed's staff in there. But it's going to get crazy. I cannot wait. I'm hoping that Ryan Parrott really lands this. It looks like, from the way he's led into it slowly with so much structured writing over a long period of time, that he might have a really good handle on this. So, man, I have high hopes for this. So here's what I'm on the fence if I'm going to pick up a floppy or not. If it's there, I'll probably grab it, but it's Billy the Kid number 2. So this was a recommendation straight from Pocan Joe from the Blasting and Stashing Comics crew. And I read that first issue, and man, it was wild. It was almost, I forget the name of it. There's a name for it when people are represented by animals in movies or books and stuff. And it was one of those, a straight revenge tale of a kid whose family was slaughtered. And this kid grows up, gets tough, and goes out to kill the storm that slaughtered him. It was a literal storm, but the cause of the storm is what he's going to be really after in essence. And it was very violent. It's bad language through it. It was a lot rougher than I expected. But I definitely am looking forward to reading that second issue. And then finally on my pull list from Blaze Comics is the Sumerian Beyond the Black River issue number 2. So for those that don't know, and I do mention it anytime I have one of these coming out, this is Conan the Barbarian. But Blaze does not have the rights to use the title Conan on the covers, but inside the book it is. So it's Robert E. Howard's Savage Hero Uncensored. So they're pretty much taking the original short stories of Conan and putting them into comic book form, just adapting them for comics. So normally 2 to 3 issues long because they're based on short stories, and they go really, really hard. And I have a blast with each and every one of them. And this one, Conan is already hired by a tribe of people to kind of guard them and protect them where they're located. There's a river nearby that anyone that goes past the river never returns because of the savages or mystics on the other side. And he's been tasked with going across and getting to the bottom of it. And we just got across in that last issue, and we're going to see where it goes. I'm sure it's going to get a lot crazier. So that's all I have on the reading list. I do have one more pre-order that I want to remind people of and point out again. So Venom #1 exclusive from Big Time Collectibles. I did do a video on this, and it's not just any exclusive. This is actually kind of a big deal right here. So this gorgeous cover is a Scan variant. It's obviously in homage to Spider-Man #1 by Todd McFarlane. But what's so special about it is the exclusivity of it and the label itself. So there is a partnership that Big Time Collectibles was able to do with CBCS to get a custom label done. So if you can't see it, there's a better look of it, but there's an actual Big Time Collectibles custom label they're doing. The Virgin variant of this one is only available in a pre-graded 9.8. So the books are being bought, sent directly to CBCS, pre-screened and slabbed up, and then reduced all the way down to only 300 copies. So every copy will actually have a sequential numbering on the label itself in the center at the bottom there. So you'll know exactly what number of 300 you have, which I think is absolutely fascinating. So those books, if there's still any available, you can get at bigtimecollectibles.com. The link to Big Time Collectibles is in the description to this and all my videos, since they are a channel sponsor. And that's all I have on the list for this week. If you want to know what my top pick for the week is going to be, head on over to the Comic Vets channel. Every Sunday, we drop a collab video on his channel where we both give you our top picks for the week and tell you why you should consider picking them up. Also, I want to give a big shout out to the Augusta Book Exchange. Paul and Donna are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They always make sure everything I'm looking for is safe and secure. When I get there, you'll find no better customer service anywhere. And if you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to pop in there, tell them what's up, and let them know that we are Legion. So that's it, guys. A big shout out to all the channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and especially, all you guys and all the subscribers as well. So be on the lookout. I'm going to be getting that 1,000 subscriber giveaway and trying to get it all put together now. I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to go ahead and get it rocking and rolling. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. If you haven't joined the channel, also consider joining the channel. It's a blue button down below next to the subscriber button. And until next time, guys, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.